Yo, what's good everybody? Today I'm back with another full lobbing session. Today we have Leroy. The thing with Leroy is he was the best character in the game. He did get nerfed a couple of times. He's now like he's high, still definitely top tier, but he's not the best character in the game or anything like that anymore. Now Leroy is probably my strongest secondary character. He's probably my second best character that I can play. Yeah, it's probably hard to argue that, you know, it'd be along with like Eliza and Zafina, Lydia, but I think my Leroy is stronger. So I do know quite a bit about Leroy, but let's just get into everything. So this is his counter hit 10 string. It's easily confirmable. The full string is launch punishable -16. After the 1-1, you can duck after this, after you see the 1-1. But it's just a bit of a weird one to be able to like launch. I'll try to do it with my frames don't drop. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one. So be very careful. You probably just whilst on in 1-1, but you really don't need to duck. Because if they don't do the full string, and they just do this bit's punishable. It didn't used to be. I used to have to, used to be able to confirm this bit, but it's now -13. So if you know they're not going to punish it, you can. I mean, if you know they're not going to finish it, you can punish it with 4-2-2. And you can sort of tell if they're going to finish it or not sometimes. 1-2 is just his jabs. He's at -1. It's not anything special. There is something you need to watch out for, which is what I'll get onto a bit later. 1-2-1, it's a bit of a weird one for people that retaliate after 1-2. I'm not sure, I don't know why it's a bit of a weird one depending on what you challenge with. If you challenge with 1-2, it seems to trade, but it's not really used that much. It is a high. It's just a weird move. I'm not sure the real use of it. To be honest, I don't really use it. 1-2-3 is used a bit like Lydia's as well. They're just probably for a bit of war carry. It's a high. I don't think Elastic doesn't counter hit launch or anything, which is weird because he has a move that looks exactly the same that does launch on natural hit. So maybe I think it should, to be honest, because it's pretty much the same move. So I don't understand why it doesn't. 1-2-4 is his 10 frame. Now, as you can see, this is -9. This is -9, but it's punishable. It's 10, maybe 11, but we don't have an 11 frame punish that you can do on it. It's because his parry doesn't activate in time. So if you try parry, he cannot parry the 10 frame. He doesn't have time. But if you do 12, he can parry. So it can parry anything, so you definitely get a 10 frame or 11 frame. But obviously we don't have an 11 frame, so that's just not going to happen for us. 2-2s is 12 frame punish. It is safe. So do not mistake this move for not being safe, because you will get parried. Obviously, his parry is a bit of a weird timing, but because I'm mashing, the timing's not there, but it is easy at a time. It is easy at a time, his parry. It just depends on it. But yeah, when Leroy is only just minus, be careful on how you respond. This full string is a counter hit launcher, like that, but it is -13 on block, and the third it is a high, which I just tried to duck. So you can duck and launch. Don't challenge the third hit. I believe the third hit itself is a parry? Or maybe not. I don't know. I have been parried in this situation before. It's a bit of a weird one, but I don't really use the string. The first 2 hits are punish, a 12 frame punish. But it can be used, the whole string can be used for wall carry. What's it called? Can be used for wall carry in a back 3 combo, which we'll get to. 3-3 is a mid-low. Now be careful, people think it's their go after this, and there is a frame trap. It's -14, so you probably want to low parry it, but There is a frame trap, so never press after this with him being at +2, because he does have a 12 frame mid counter hit launcher. So if you jab, you're going to trade and get counter hit launched. 4-4 is, I have no idea what this is for. It's natural and it's 12. You could use it as a 12 frame, but you wouldn't. You wouldn't use this over 2-2, so it's punishable as well. So I wouldn't use that. This is his 14 frame, launch punishable, -17, easily hop kicked or forward and +2. 14 frame does mad damage, 51 damage, sick punish, really good punish. Hermit itself is really good. It has a built-in auto low parry, where he gets a guaranteed follow-up. He cannot block in Hermit. He cannot block, so you can challenge it. But people will do manual Hermit. I do manual Hermit. It just depends on the situation. I normally do it after like I've knocked someone down or something. Okay, so now the Hermit moves. Hermit 1 is a built-in parry. I'll try to time it. It's really hard to time. There. It has a built-in parry. It's safe. -6, so I can parry after it. It's linear. I think both sides. Yeah, it's linear to both sides. So you can step this. 2-1s is screw move from it. This is what you use in combos. It's -4, but the second it's a high. So if for some reason the Leroy's uses in this move out of Hermit, which I don't know why they would, just up the second hit. This is a bit of a tricky one. This is a low mid. It's launch punishable, so you need to block this and stand back up from Hermit. So, and then you can launch. Do not try punish, because you'll just eat the second hit and leave him in a +1 situation, and then Leroy has some sick stuff if you try press after that. Hermit 4 is the quickest option, I believe, from Hermit. The full string, the 4 and +2 is -14, and it does wall splat. But he can just keep doing this, just to catch you pressing. Where he's at -7. You want to challenge this with back 3. Not so much back 3 to be fair, because I think this works. I think he can do the 4 into the 1. I'm not 100%, but we'll check. Yeah, so he can do the 4 into the 1. So back 3 there. But you can also do the 4 into the back 2 parry, which can parry knees. So it's just one of those. You can either challenge it with a back 3 or just step. Just step left. And then if he does the parry, you'll see the parry and you can launch. This is one of his best Hermit moves. This is so like after down 3-2, you cannot step this or anything like that. It's -10, but sometimes you miss your 10 frame. It's a bit of a weird one, especially online. Sometimes you miss it, so sometimes it actually becomes safe. But for only -10, with the low, he's got some decent lows from Hermit. This wall bounces, so very, very good wall bounce, I believe. Forward 1 is tricky. This catches everyone. This move is neutral. Neutral, counter hit launcher. So if they catch you pressing, they can't. It is a high, so it is duckable. But be careful what you challenge with. Don't challenge. If you're going to challenge this move, do not challenge it with anything that is less than 10 frames. Because you can do the 10 frame counter hit jab, the first move I showed you. If you do, let's say you do forward 2, he will just counter hit you with the thing jab. So you either move or you challenge with 10 frame. I recommend moving because he's got parry as well. He's got a Sabaki as well, which we'll get to. His orbital is neutral. This is most linear move from Hermit. I think you can just step it. Yeah, just like the one side step either way. It's really linear, but it catches people ducking and then it's a full launch. It is 0, so you either move after this or you jab. That's pretty much it, because otherwise you could get counter hitted with something. Hermit back 1 is +3 for +4. This move is a bit weird. You have to walk this one, not step, because it catches step. But it is plus, so be careful. Do not press anything after this. Again, he has good counter hit stuff, and he has a down forward 1, so he can just down forward 1. This is the main low people go to from Hermit because it's the safest one in -13. It is a counter hit launcher, so if people challenge it with jabs, they will get counter hit launched. but it's minus 13. So remember, there's one low that's a low mid, so you have to stand back up. You have to recognize this. And then this one is just, you can punish it straight away. This is where he just cancels the Hermit. You can just cancel it into something else. Or you can just press 3+4 again. Sugar's his dog. If you actually get hit by this, then that is your own fault. It's actually so slow. But if you do get hit by it, he's plus 23 and he can launch you. But there's no way you get hit by that. Forward 2, 3, 4 is a bit of a tricky one. It's a really good move. It is minus 6, so you can parry after it. And obviously he has a built-in low. But this is what happens if you jab. Or pretty much if you do anything really, apart from a knee. Anything apart from a knee. And if you're going to do the knee, he can do this. So it's one of those. I'll show you how to deal with it. So the way you deal with this is once the string's done, just step left. It'll be obviously you'll see that he's done that parry, and then you'll see this one, which are the two common things that they will do if you block this. And then you can launch. So just after this 3-hit string, just step left and do nothing. You see a parry, you launch. And or if it's a Leroy at top level, like I would against people that know this, they won't do anything. They'll just cancel out the stance and it resets the whole neutral. It's very rare, but well, it's not very rare. People do this to try catch counter hit, but the first 2 hits are minus 10. The reason people do this is to catch people pressing on the last hit, which gets a guaranteed. I'll show you what it gets guaranteed. This is all guaranteed. If you press on the last hit. Oh shit! I tried to, but it didn't let me. That is all guaranteed if you press on the last hit. So that's the reason people will just use the first 2 hits. This move only works on counter hit. It's minus 16. It's hit confirmable. It jails. So it's kind of good because you don't really want to press after the first 2 hits. It's the same from while standing as well. So on block this is minus 12, but there is a follow-up. So if you can get a read on it, then punish it. But if they're going to finish it, you know, you're going to get... I'm not even sure what it actually does on here. I never really press, so let's see what it does if you try punish it. No, nothing really. You might get a follow. Actually, does he get a follow-up? If he's going to get a follow-up, it looks like this might be it. No. Okay, so you just get a hit. So be very careful about that, but it is launch punishable. Forward 4-4 is used to screw in combos, and it's used for wall carrier. It is sort of hit confirmable. Not as easy as like Claudio stuff, but I have a video which I'm not sure which one comes out first. If it's this labbing session or if it's the video where I'm playing Leroy, but I have one coming out, and you'll see, or if you haven't already seen that, I do hit confirm this move. But it is a bit difficult. But it is a high. The second hit is a high. So if you see this coming, you just duck and launch. This is unblockable, but it has a built-in parry. So it's one of those. I recommend against this parry you use back 4-1. But when we get to the move with this parry, I'll show you why. Down forward 1-1 is -1. Again, like I said, be careful when Leroy is at -1 because there's stuff he can do, which I will show you when we get to it. But it's a high. You can duck and launch. I believe his down forward 1 itself is -3. Yeah, so it's -3. So you can press after that, but be careful. He does have a down forward 1-4, which is -9, but he's in stance, so remember we can 10 frame this. But be careful, it has to be down forward 1-4. There is a while standing 1-4 that looks exactly the same, but please remember down forward 1-4 is the one that's -9, so it's the one that you can 10 frame. Or if you're not comfortable, just step left like I showed you on the string. They will either throw out probably a parry, the one parry or a back two, and then you can confirm it and launch. Down forward 2 1+2 is his launcher. Minus 18 launch punishable. But this is his 15 frame launcher. Down forward 3 1 2. Down forward 3 1 itself is good. It is a high. The second hit is a high, so you can duck it. But there's a good round ender from it, which I'll show you. But the second hit's always a high. But the full string of this is minus 13. This is down forward 3 1 on its own, which is what I do like to use it sometimes if people are not ducking it. It is 0, so there's a lot Leroy can do at 0, so it's not a bad move. But in terms of round ender, if you do not duck that one, there's the mid that I just showed you, which is this, which is minus 13, or then there is this. There is a low as well. So I mean the low doesn't do much damage. It does 7, but again it could kill you. But it is launch punishable. So they're the main round. That's a good round ender for Leroy if people like ducking. Down forward 4 again, really good move. I use this move a lot, and I'll show you why. So down forward 4 itself is minus 6 and leaves you in hermit, so you can cancel out of it, be safe. Throw a parry out if they're going to respond, but you kind of want people to respond against this move because of the follow up, which is this, which is completely safe. Minus 9, safe move. But if people are starting pressing after down forward 4, Leroy gets guaranteed. I'll show you if it works. I'm not sure if that'll work, but this is what he gets guaranteed. Yeah, it's guaranteed. So this is why it catches people pressing after it, and he gets to parry after the down forward 4 on itself anyway, with the Sabaki sort of parry, so that he can do a full mix up with either a low or a mid. So I think down forward 4s and down forward 4-3 are really good moves. Down forward 1+2 is his wall bounce. It's minus 14. It's just a power crush really. It's just a standard power crush, but it wall bounces. That's all. Down 1-2-4 is like 1-2-4, but it only works on counter hit. Like I'll show you. It only works on counter hit, the full string. So it's like if you do down forward 1-1. I'll just show you. This will work. Just a good way to steal your go back. I don't know why that didn't class as counter hit. No, it did that time though. It's just a good way to steal your go back, really, and then you put them in a hermit mix up again. Down 2-4. Now, when this came out, this used to piss people off because people wasn't used to a double low. So it's not natural. So if you get hit by the first hit, you can block the second. The first hit itself is actually launch punishable. So if you think they're just going to do down 2, you can launch. But if you do try launch, you will get hit by the second hit, and counter hit knockdown for whatever the Leroy chooses to do after. But if you get hit by the first hit, you can block the second, and it's minus 13. It used to be minus 11 as well, I think. Down 3-2 is his main, it's like Horang's down 3-4, it's his main pressure tool, plus 8, and then he gets the hermit mix up. So against this, you either want to duck because of the main ones that you'll see, the high forward 1, the 3-4, the low mid, and the back 4. So they're the 3 options you'll cover by ducking. Or you can sidewalk, which will beat the back 1, it will beat the 1, and it will beat the orbital. But be careful, because you will get clipped. If you move, you will get clipped by the 4 and the wall bounce. So it's one of those where it's a guess, really. It's just a guess on what you want to do. Down 4-4, again, a good round ender. Minus 11, so, but you can sort of 12 frame it, because I don't believe the 1 parry works. I'll check, but I don't think it does. I think we can 12 frame. I'll check, but yeah, you can 12 frame this. Because the parry, obviously the back 2 parry doesn't come out in time. But it's mainly used as a, it's not natural, it's mainly used as a round ender. Down forward in itself though, is minus 1. So again, like I said, Leroy minus 1, he can do the 10 frame, Counter hit, jab string. You can do a back one, which is a counter hit like animation move, and then you can do the back one plus two, which is a counter hit launcher. All very, very fast moves, which we'll get into anyway. Down back 1-3. This used to high crush, it doesn't anymore. It's 0 on block. I don't know if you can really fuzzy this. There is a mid option. It's a bit of a weird one, but it is a high, but I don't think it's worth ducking and launching, especially online because of this. Yeah, maybe you can fuzzy it. You can fuzzy it a little bit, yeah. But if you try duck and launch, you're going to get counter hit launch yourself. But this is -10. So you have to 10 frame punish this. And this is why I don't really duck, because it puts Leroy at 0, so I just walk press, I'll just move. But that's -10. Down back 3-1 plus 2 is this hell sweep, homing hell sweep. Hella launch punishable. Even the second hit is -16, so you can launch that as well. Just a hell sweep. Good move, good law. But it actually makes people want to duck a bit more, which is kind of good because he's got some powerful mids. Down back 4 is -3 on hit, so technically it is your go, but technically it's not. This is like a counter hit screw thing. I'll show you what it does. If it hits counter hit, when it lets me. Oh my days. So this is what he'll get on counter hit on Claudio anyway. On bigger characters, he can actually full combo off this, but not on Claudio, he can't. So that's what he'll get if that counter hits. But you're thinking, right, he's in crouch, he cannot parry. Look, if I do back 2, I get while standing 2, which is his parry. But this move, which I know we haven't got to yet, up forward 1, so because it's an up forward, you can do it from crouch, has a built-in parry. And so if he does this into this, this is what will happen if we challenge this. So be careful challenging it. You know, with anything really. The only thing you could is dick jab, pretty much. But he can low parry, obviously. So it's one of those, it's like a guessing situation. So sometimes it's best just not pressing anything. Down at 1 plus 2, this is this Sabaki that he uses. It's -11, but you can't really reach it unless you set the wall. So let's say it's just a common setup. If you jab after this, that's what's going to happen. I think it does it parry the legs as well? Yeah, so it parries both arms and legs, just not like shoulders or knees or anything like that. Back 1, this is his counter hit tool, 11 frames, so it's very fast. So if he does something like this, and you know that top level players they don't want to jab check everything, because if people jab check all the time, you're just going to duck after every time you do something safe. So for us, we'd probably back freeze as quick as mid. So if I'm like, oh, I'll just be safe, challenge for back 3, no. It's just it's like a magic 4, but it's just a back 1 instead of a 4. Back 3, like I said with the 1-2-3, it's exactly the same move, but this move naturally launches. So I don't get why his 1-2-3 doesn't like counter hit launch or something. It's a bit weird because it's the same move. But this is a launcher. It's a good whiff punisher. It's got okay range. It's just a whiff punisher, safe launcher pretty much, but it's a high, so you can duck and launch. Back 4 is a bit like our back 1, but not as powerful. It's 17 frames, so it's a frame quicker, but it doesn't high crush or anything. It's got good range, really good range. But it's just a safe, and it wall splats. I'll just show you. It wall splats. Safe, mid, long range, really good neutral tool. I use a lot. Back 1 plus 2 is another thing I was talking about. So if he did the move that we covered earlier, 3-3 into this, and like I said, it's +2. So you cannot jab. Again, if he does like this, you cannot mid check, because you'll get counter hit launched. So when Leroy is like 0, -1, even -2, be very, very careful, because you're going to get probably counter hit if you don't challenge with the right thing. So this is why I recommend moving left as much as possible, so that you don't get hit. Up forward 2 is his wall bounce. Oh, not up forward 2. Up back 2, sorry, it's because it was facing the other way. Is his punch parry. It's a new punch parry thing he's got. So I just try to time it for you. Hold on, I'll do it after this. and he gets a follow-up. You can do dash up forward 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, 1 plus 2, I think. Minus 10 though. Personally, I don't use this. I'd rather use his Sabaki or his other parries. Up forward 1, I told you, has a built-in parry. It's a high, you can duck it. On block, it's minus 9, yeah. So it's not his go after that, and he can't parry twice. So up forward 2. Now this is a plus 1, so again, Leroy situation. Good for wall pressure. It's a wall bounce. It tracks rather well as well. You can obviously walk it if you have a read on it, but you're probably not going to when he's only going to really use it at the wall. Puts him at plus 1 and gives him a chance for a wall bounce. So, and obviously I told you when Leroy's around them frames, he's got a lot of counter hit stuff, so be very careful. Up forward 3 is just like, I think it wall spots. Can be used in combos off the cane, which we'll get to. Low crush, I think. Yeah, low crush. So probably use at the wall. Is orbital, which got toned down a lot, which would help. So it's 23 frames, so it's sort of seeable, but I don't think it is. Launcher is at minus 8, so it's completely your go there. But he can parry mids after it. I think he can parry back 3. Yeah. So be careful. Be careful on what you challenge. If he can't parry jabs, I don't think. Hold on, I need to check that. I need to check that he can't parry jabs. Don't think he can. No, he can't parry jabs, so you can jab or, you know, move around, I guess, or do a low, it just depends. He's up forward 3 plus 4. So this part's minus 13. And you can interrupt with 10 frames, not 12, I don't believe. No, so just 10. So you can always 10 frame this, always. But if not, the last hit's minus 13. And the first hit on itself, is it minus 14? Yeah, minus 14. So you can always just 10 frame in between it, really. Forward 2-2 is minus 13. This used to have mad pushback, you know. You didn't even used to be able to punish this. It's a launcher. It's a good whiff punisher from range. You can obviously, it's forward, so you can dash further than what the AI is doing here. But it's minus 13, so if you block it, forward 2-2. Forward 3. This used to be plus. It's now minus 2. Yeah, sometimes it can be neutral. Sometimes it can be plus. I've had it where it's plus. But mainly neutral to minus 2, so be careful pressing after it. It is a high, so if it's a really good way to get back in with Leroy instead of using running 3, because running 3 is trash. Forward 4 is a bit like down forward 4, sort of puts him in a mix-up, but he doesn't have a, well, he does have a follow-up, but not a safe one. Puts him in a hermit stance. He does have a follow-up in forward 4-2, mainly used for wall carrying combos. Minus 14, back 4. I mean, back 2, sorry, is the most consistent punish on it. As you can see, forward 2-2 is not there. So back 2 is the most consistent. Forward 1 plus 2 is a really good mid. It's just a quick shoulder, minus 9. Wall splats, good to get in from a bit of a distance. Just a solid mid. Classic forward 2, it is a launcher. It's a bit like Paul's. It's a high. It doesn't high crush. I don't believe. Let me just check. No, it doesn't high crush. It's mainly used in combos. Not really a neutral tool. Running 3 is awful. It's plus, but it's really linear, so it's not really used too much. Okay, remember when I said like down forward 1-4, you have to be really careful that you recognise it's down forward 1-4, because while standing 1-4 looks very similar, but it's minus 6. So again, he can parry after this. So I recommend like the forward 2-3-4 string that I showed you. Just a step left, because if they parry it with their 1, you're going to avoid it, and if they do the back 2, you can see it and you can launch. While standing 2 is minus 14. On hit, it has like a stun animation, but it's quick, so you're probably not really going to... It's hard to recognise to do 14 frame, but 12 definitely. Again, this is like the forward 3 string. With it being minus 16, and you know, the same thing. It has a full crouch counter hit low. It's not natural. It's minus 13. Only natural on counter hit. Natural counter hit launcher. Or hold on, if I don't hold back. Yeah, if you don't hold back, it hits as well. You have to hold back, otherwise it hits. He has a side step 4, which is a really good side step 4. It's plus 4, so it puts Leroy in a good situation anyway. And on counter hit, this is guaranteed. Any 12, it can do the 1, 2, 4 as well. It's guaranteed. Or if he wants to put himself in a different mix-up, this is guaranteed as well. So you can choose between the 2, 2 or the 1, 2, 4. It's guaranteed. So it's a good side step 4. It's very good. Let me just show you this. The wall thing. So I'll just do the wall combo, then I'll do the follow-up. So he can do this twice. He can actually do this twice. Like, he could do that twice. But this is not guaranteed. So, like, if you can... what's it called? If you can stand up... if it's... People think, like, if you're a Leroy player, that it's a mix-up, like, because he can do the back 4, which will wall spot you if you get up ducking. So, always get up just standing up. Because you'll eat the first hit, but you can block the second part of the string. I didn't mean to block the whole thing. So it's not natural. So you can, it's minus 13, so you can, while standing, 1-1 it. So yeah, because that's mainly where you're going to eat that, in terms of being able to block it. Otherwise, it's pretty much guaranteed every time they're going to use it. It's mainly after a wall combo or something. The cane, this used to be plus 8, you know, this cane. It's minus 7 against, he's in a parryable situation, so it's just a side step left is pretty decent. Because if he does, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. You can challenge it, but you could do back 2 and parry it. You can do this, or you know, any low, but they might do the hermit stance, which has a built-in auto low parry. Just a guess, but on hit it does launch for big damage. It's a 35 damage launch, and it used to be more. And that's pretty much it for Leroy. Again, when he's in that just minus, only just minus, or like, you know, a little bit plus, he's in a very, very good situation. Just keep going left. He doesn't track that well to the left unless he's using homing, especially when you come into parry. But I'll just show you about the back 4-1 is good against the back 2 parry. So the common parry is, it's not a common parry, no one really uses it, but there's something I can parry after. If he tries to punish with the parry straight away, so you do back 2, and you can keep hold of the back 2, so it does like parries everything, which I'll show you what it looks like if he does that. I don't think I did it. So it could parry everything. Okay, maybe it's not. Bear with me. See if that worked. No, okay. There is a way of doing it. It's hard to do it when you try to record it, but you can like delay the parry. But if they're just mashing it, because the way you do the follow-up is by pressing 2 itself, or 2 or 1 or whatever. So if they're just mashing it out, like they're just doing like just a parry you move. If you do back 4-1, they'll parry the back 4 and the 1 will counter hit launch. So it's one of those that you can choose to challenge with this. I don't know why I can't do that combo, maybe I'm just bad. So again, back 4-1 is sort of decent if they're that sort of Leroy that just mashes the parry and don't try to see what move they're going to do to parry all the hits, which is possible to do. Because you can do that, but if not, then back 4-1 is really good against Leroy's that parry, so you can challenge with that and get yourself a counter launcher. But that's pretty much it for Leroy. Overall, still a very, very good character, very dangerous in the low minus frames slash little bit plus frames. So just keep moving around if possible, and get. You have to make him whiff. You have to make him whiff. If he whiffs, you kill him for it. That's the way I play against Leroy. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in a bit.